Today we are going to be talking about a film that I literally watched an hour or two ago for the first time. I've heard about this movie because of one of its scenes that I'm sure you're aware of, the very famous scene. Today I'm going to be talking about Pulse, or Cairo I think it's called in Japan. Yeah guys, I was in HMV just kind of browsing the horror section and I found this. It's the Arrow Video Blu-ray release of Pulse. And yeah guys, I mean, as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to get this. I was so excited to be able to own this as well physically. But yeah, I just had to get this. I was so excited to watch it. I haven't gone through all the special features yet, but there looks to be some good ones. We get a real look into how they made this film. You know, I'm sorry if I do pronounce it wrong, but Kiyoshi Kurosawa did an absolutely incredible job of this film. First things first, the dark colouring that we get in this film is so consistently morbid throughout the film. It works so well for kind of the contents of the film as well. Those colours and the lighting choices accompanied by the score, or sometimes lack of a score in this film, worked so well and made it that much creepier. You know, there are going to be some spoilers in this video, so if you haven't watched the film yet, I highly advise you go and watch it, whether you try and download it on, you know, Amazon or whatever, or you have it. So I'm going to be talking about some of the scenes in this video, but the first scene we get with the hanging is real dark. You know, it's a very clear view of it. You know, I don't know what it is about Japanese and Asian horror, but they just get it so right. You know, this film genuinely does not have a single jump scare really, and yet it freaked me out beyond belief. You know, as I mentioned before with the lighting, but you know, I'm constantly watching for the shadows in these films, and that probably does have something to do with the way like today's horror movies are, you know, very jump scare. You kind of got to look in shadows because there's probably going to be someone running out in it, but this film uses shadows to, you know, really make us guess and allow like the dark entities and the ghosts to really blend in with the environment and catch us by surprise, but not in a jump scare way, which makes this film very unique. And yeah, talking a little bit about the scene, you know, the popular scene, which is, you know, known so worldwide to be such a scary scene, but just because of how weird it is more than, you know, jump scare or anything. And yeah, we have one of our characters go into a room that is known as the Forbidden Room at this point. One of the recurring scores, I guess you say, for this is kind of like this humming, kind of moaning sound of like a woman. And you know, when it hits, like I had my volume quite loud and it really freaked me out. But yeah, we then get the shot of that woman who is, you know, kind of blended into the background, and she does that slow, creepy walk, which I can't even really describe it. It's kind of like a, you know, like a games character walk at times. Like it's so robotic but weird. And yeah, like no jump scares needed when she kind of drops and we get to see her face a little bit. It really is just like, what is gonna happen right now? Where is this going? You know, it goes very quiet at a stage as well when she's walking, and that happens a few times in this film, you know, where when a moment of tension really is there, it almost feels like they lower the audio and then it's like it cuts completely, which is very creepy. And you know, the film was kind of ahead of its time, the way that the ghosts do, you know, use the internet and like devices to, you know, they use that to their advantage, which, you know, we could see that in a horror film now be done. And obviously it did get remade in 2006. I have not seen that one yet. I believe it's just called Pulse. Yeah, it's like an American version of it, but I didn't want to watch the American version, especially before I had watched the Japanese version. There's also a really insane, which I need to see how they made this, but there's an insane scene in which a woman jumps off of like a tall building kind of thing. I forget what they're called, but it's all kind of in one shot as such. Obviously there's some editing that's been done there, but you know, we see her just from like walking to the edge from the ground level point of view. We see her kind of come towards the end of this and we just see her drop off this building right to when she hits the ground. And then she kind of bounces off a little bit. But, you know, there's no, like, different camera angle. It's just the one continuous angle. And it's a real weird scene. It's scary to see that in full. And I'm excited to see how they did that. But if you haven't seen the film yet and you're just watching this anyway, please don't watch how they made it until you see it, because I think it may ruin it. But yeah, the ending with Yabe, I believe the name was. Sorry if I get that wrong again. But it literally had me hiding behind the cushion on the sofa. It was like we got an ASMR kind of help me. We don't really see what happened to him as such. We just see, you know, the recurring thing of it kind of goes to this kind of dark kind of stain. But yeah, this film really feels to me like it's about these different characters and we kind of go along with them in their adventure at kind of finding out more about the afterlife. And, you know, we kind of see that there are way more ghosts than there are people, which, you know, does make sense, but It's like we kind of find our way through the story with these characters and them trying to work it out. Yeah, it's a very bleak and sad film, I thought. But not to say it's not a good one. It's a great film, I think. But yeah, those are kind of like my first thoughts on this. Please leave comments down below if you've seen this film before and what you guys thought of it. I really do suggest you watch this if you haven't already, you know, whether you do go and buy it or, you know, you rent it on somewhere. It's a great film. The Arrow video release is great of it. This is definitely one that I want to watch again as well, which I don't typically have with, you know, general horrors. I've got like my, you know, slashers that I can kind of go back to, but I really don't have like a lot of ghost type films that, you know, I want to go back and watch. So, you know, I am excited to go back and watch this again soon. And, you know, hopefully find some things that I didn't see. But yeah, let me know what you guys did think of this down in the comments below if you have seen it. Or if you want to watch it, come back and let me know what you guys did think. I really enjoyed it. If there's any more kind of Japanese horrors that you think I should check out, let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.